I just want to say this. What is your value? What is your value? And I think I'm asking that question because somebody today needs to know what their value is. And someone today needs to know or get an understanding of what is their value. Today so many people will hurt you. They make you feel like a nobody. They will do so many things and turn around and make it seem like they did nothing to you in your life, right? That's how these people operate for some odd reason. They will make it seem like they done nothing to you in your life, right? And something that I've realized and I've learned throughout my life and throughout people who have treated me like I was nobody or said things to me out the way. And mind you, growing up, I had a soft heart for people. Really, I did. And I realized the older I've gotten and the more the world has been mean to me and people have been mean to me that I've been around, been friends with, in relationship with, and I find out, how bad they treated me. It made my heart harder, right? And people always say, well, you're supposed to forget and forgive. Well, when we talk about forgiving, I can forgive you. But I'm not going to forget what you did to me, because if I forget and I let my guard down, you would do the same thing again, right? And many people say, well, I won't do it. I've changed. People don't change because they love you. Listen, and I know this is going to piss people off, and people are going to say, well, no, people do change when they love you. No. If a person loves you, listen, y'all, it's just things you don't do to people who love you. You don't steal from them. You don't cheat on them. You don't hurt them. You don't you don't just miss their birthdays. You don't just distance yourself from them. Like, listen, y'all, because I'm asking you, what is your value? And you need to understand what your value is. People don't value people. Listen to me. People don't value people. People value what you can do for them in their life. That's what people value. And that's where you're going to go wrong. If you want somebody to value you, you have to let them know, these are the things that I will not accept in my life. And once you cross those lines, I'm gone. People today want people to forget, forgive, and all these other things. And then when people don't want them in their lives anymore, whether it's in a relationship form, whether it's friendship-wise, whether it's parents, whether they don't understand, they can't understand, right? If you hurt somebody, if you do somebody wrong and they don't want to deal with you no more, it's because the hurt that they have endured has caused that much trauma that they don't want to deal with it. And a lot of people today don't want to walk away from relationships, right? And I want to talk about relationships real quick. They don't want to talk about relationships or walk away from relationships, whether they're married to that person, whether they're living in the same house as that person. They don't want to walk away because of something we call financial stability. Not everybody can live on their own. And I would say this because it takes people who are grown, who understand life, to live on their own. People who have always been sheltered, have always had mama and daddy there, have always had this helping hand, they can't do life on their own. So they're afraid of losing everything because they've always been sheltered and always been in a place. I know people personally who they live in a big house, don't want to go to a smaller house. So what they'll do, they get in relationships with people who will continuously give them a bigger house. Or they'll get in a relationship with people who can continuously allow them to live a lifestyle. One thing I hate about just being around some people is that I know the real you. I know how crappy you are and how crappy you can be and how crappy you have made people be towards me. But then you'll go out here in the world and you'll make the world seem like you're just this great person. And people always want to talk about what hypocrite this, hypocrite that. What I think people need to do is really address the elephants in the room. I think that people that need to apologize, people need to apologize and understand that once you apologize, then you need to leave, right? Leave that person's life. Leave that place, because people value themselves. And we live in a generation today where it's all about this wokeness, right? And woke's been around for so many years, right? But when you are in a relationship with somebody, or you're dealing with somebody, or maybe just friendship, and you start to realize everything that these people done to you was wrong. And now that you're awoke, meaning your eyes are open, you start to value yourself, you start to understand what your worth, what your value is, you start saying, hey, I got to start cutting ties because these people don't value me. These people never value me. And when I get my come up in life, they're not going to value me. They're going to only value what things they can get out of me. That as a person, they don't value me. Love does not dictate if a person values you. The word love has been thrown around so many times. You got women out here who got kids with a bunch of different guys. You got guys who got a bunch of kids with different women. And they use that word loosely of love, saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, right?